Joining me now to talk about tonight's results and what it means for his party, Virginia Governor, Chairman of the Republican Governors Association, Bob McDonnell. Governor, thanks for being here.
Hey, thanks, Brad. Appreciate being on.
Well, you have a couple of tight races in your state for the state Senate, and that really could swing the control of the state Senate. What's the latest there?
Well, it's been a big night for Republicans in Virginia. We picked up at least one seat in the Senate so far, making it 21-19. There's about two other races that we are too close to call at this point. But we picked up at least 6 or 7 seats in the Virginia House of Delegates. So we're now at the highest Republican watermark in Virginia history, at least 65 or 66 seats. So it's been a great night for Republicans in Virginia. Mississippi had a great night as well, winning the governorship and picking up seats, it looks like, in both houses. So we feel pretty good about our ability to govern and the things that we ran on here in Virginia.
Governor, your approval rating there in Virginia is roughly at 69%, depending on the poll. Yet Virginia is called a swing state and will continue to be called that, at least in the presidential election. What's your take on the state and where it's headed?
Brett, I think it's been swinging pretty well towards the conservative cause the last 3 cycles. I won by 18 points a couple of years ago. We picked up 3 congressional seats last year, wins in both the House and the Senate tonight. The president is underwater, and I think what we're trying to do in Virginia is focus on the things people care about, especially the independent voters, creating jobs, controlling spending, focusing on bread and butter issues like transportation and education, toning down the rhetoric and trying to get results. And I think that's why people are a little more satisfied with Virginia than they are with D.C. right now. And I think the Republican candidate for president does very well in Virginia next year.
Governor, your colleague, Republican Governor John Kasich of Ohio, is mourning the loss of issues on collective bargaining there, seen as a big win for unions. What's your take on that loss and what it means perhaps outside of Ohio?
I admire Governor Kasich to being honest with the people of Ohio and saying, look, we've got terrible budget and spending problems, and to be able to make our state more business friendly and to get spending under control, we needed to dramatically reduce spending, and we need to not have collective bargaining in the public sector. Something we have in Virginia. We've been ranked the most business-friendly state in America a couple years in a row. So I admire Governor Kasich for doing that. It came up short. The union spent tens of millions of dollars to win. But, you know, on the other ballot proposition tonight, there was a sound repudiation of Obamacare by the people of Ohio, and I certainly think that bodes well for Republican chances next year in Ohio as well.
And, Governor, in your race, when you ran, you're a social conservative, but you really ran on jobs and the economy. We saw the initiative down in Mississippi, the ballot initiative on personhood, fail. How big do you think social issues will play next year in races across the country?
I think there's no question that it's going to be the kitchen table issues that will dominate. When you got a 9.1% unemployment rate, Brett, and we're broke with $14 trillion in debt and climbing, and really no good leadership out of this president on energy, on job creation, there's no question that these economic kitchen table issues will dominate. But I think a lot of us believe that these traditional values that have been the bedrock of American society for a couple hundred years are still very important. Life and family and marriage and the protection of individual liberties. So, yeah, they'll be important, but ultimately the guy that's got the best or gal that's got the best vision on creating jobs and controlling spending and creating a sound energy policy is going to win this election.
Governor McDonnell, thank you very much for your time on this election night.
All right, Brett. Thank you.